just note, I don't actually hate the show. I think it's quite charming in the way it does things, like in a weird way. I think it's like a charming show that that I understand why people like. I just wanted to do a video of critical things that I found about the show. I actually like don't find it as annoying. There's just some things that have gone on in the show, just kind of annoying. And this is just the one-off, so don't expect this all the time. Spoilers ahead. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the video, and make sure you leave a like and subscribe. See ya. I hate myself for even watching and or making this video. And by watching, I mean watching this stupid show. Let me explain. Sword Art Online, the most controversial anime in recent years. Whether you love it or hate it, you gotta admit, there are some problems with it. Problems that entail plot lines that don't add anything to the story and just go nowhere, and are never brought up again. On top of that, the fairy storyline, which was absolutely and completely garbage. Let me explain why I'm doing this video. You see, 2 years ago when I hit 100 subs, my friend, who will remain nameless because I doubt he wants everyone to know that he wanted me to be a weeb. 2 years ago when I had 100 subs, my friend wanted me to review an anime, and I said, hell no, that's weeb. But now that I've watched this stupid show, I hate weebs even more than before. And before you start saying I'm a weeb for watching this, just note, I watched this crap with 5 of my other friends, who, out of all of them there, half of us never even watch anime in the first place. So shut the hell up. Be humble. Anyways, SAO, or Sword Art Online, is about a dude named Kirito, or known by his real life name of Kazuto Kirigaya, as he is trapped with thousands of other players in the game of SAO. And if you die in the game, the nerve headgear, which is literally VR but connects to your mind, will literally fry your brain, killing you instantly. Anyways, so him and thousands of others are trapped in SAO and have to survive the monsters and other murderous players. Yes, there are players that actually want to kill other players. Why? I don't know. They just want to. So this whole plan to trap all the players in nerve gear was by the game's creator, Kaiba Akihiko. And to escape, they have to beat each floor of the Castle Ironclad, which has 100 floors. Like, listen, how many people have beaten a game without dying? Like, that's the point of life, is to make mistakes. And this dude's just like, there are no errors. And he's like, yeah, no. He takes that idea, throws it onto oncoming traffic. He gets hit by a car. It causes accidents, okay? I'm sorry. I just hate the show. Sorry. Anyways, now I don't blame the show itself, but its author, Reki Kawahara, who is overall an incompetent writer who doesn't understand how relationships work. Like, seriously, not every girl Kirito meets should have the urge to want to sleep with him. You heard me right. All the girls, or most of the girls in this show, want to sleep with him. Even so, gamers overall don't have the confidence to show their affection so effortlessly with stride. It's unrealistic and impossible. I'm sorry. I went on a quick tangent there. Must be all the anger I have for my father disowning me. Also, the girls are all the same. The only people with actual personalities or some kind of story, like, to share or background, it's Asuna, Sinon, and Yuki. And Yuki dies! Yuki literally dies. She's dead by, like, the end of season 2. That's it. You cannot tell me one thing you know about Liz, Silica, or Sugaha. Hell, let's even add Yui in the mix. They're all the same archetype, and they are just there for waifu material. Except for probably Yui, who's most likely there to literally be the cute character like R2-D2 or Olaf. On top of that, they completely shaft any main male character, like your boys Klein and Agil, who seem more interesting than the main character. Take that into effect, that these two side characters are more interesting than Kirito. I hate this. Okay, let's continue. Not only that, the only good character in the show, who is actually probably the most built up, is Asuna, after solving a murder mystery and stopping a murder attempt on Kirito's life, falls in love with him and becomes his girlfriend. She is disrespected the most as a character, though. After her being a total badass, she's relegated to a normal damsel in distress by the end of season 1. Hi, disclaimer, this is the sensitive part of the video, so if you want to skip the part about sexual violence, go ahead and skip to this part. It's a very touchy subject, and it's a very serious matter. Yeah, take care. Just skip to this part of the video if you don't want to hear about this, and yeah, thank you. Okay, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. There are a few rape plots in SAO. Like when Asuna is trapped in Alfheim Online, which is another MMO on the Nerve Gear thing, whatever. She's still in her Nerve Gear like coma that they put everyone in, and her arranged husband, who's significantly older than her. By the way, she's 17. She's 17 and she's getting arranged marriage. Married? I don't know. He keeps her captive. Anyways, her arranged husband keeps her captive in the new game, Alfheim Online, and proceeds to sexually assault her in the game when Kirito seems defeated near the end. On top of that, she's also sexually assaulted by like a tentacle monster. My point being, they didn't have to be tentacle monsters. They're actually employees of the husband. But why do you have to make them monsters and tentacle monsters of all things? And why did you have to do that to her? I'm so upset. I'm sorry. Let's continue. If you're gonna show something horrible, you shouldn't try and frame it as something that the fans want to see. This is not something that people want to see. It's also there for shock value, which is even more of like a lame excuse to do something like this. And to do that to the best character in SAO is just upsetting. It's so horrible. Another rape plot that they do is later when Kirito goes into Gun Gale Online to investigate the most convoluted murder plot, and he goes into this game called Gun Gale Online, which is another MMO, which is another RPG type thing, or not an RPG, but it's Call of Duty but VR. And the other girl, Sinon, is sexually assaulted by a literal r/nice guy. That's literally all he is. Speaking of r/nice guys, they frame most of the other male characters that are not like Kirito or Agil. They frame the other male characters like that are the most consumed with like urges. They're all simps. Literally, Klein at the end of season 2 realizes, he's like, oh man, I gotta release this one girl because she's hot. She can be my virtual girlfriend. Like, I hate simps. I hate them. And they do this, like, every time they meet someone new in the show or they have a girl character, there's always one guy who's just like, man, I will follow you to the ends of the earth, madame. I hate simps. They're taking over. And you could have a simp hiding in your room and you didn't even know it. I'm telling you. That's how often you find one. Okay, we're done with the sexual violence. That's just horrible. It's disgusting. Oh my god. Okay, so they do this thing in the show, like in the first season, the first half of the first season, where they're actually stuck in SAO. And they do this thing where they just jump from floor to floor. And I'm not talking like they go from like 1 to 2 and then 2 to 3. I'm talking like they just go from floor 20 to just floor 40 in like an episode. And they're like, oh yeah, that happened. You can't just say that to an audience. That's my one pet peeve about any kind of media, is just saying something happened without showing the audience. Like, it's so, I hate the show. I hate it. There's so many things that are just like, why? Like, show it. If you're not gonna have it there, don't say anything if it's not gonna build character. Like, literally, they just skip over it because it doesn't build character at all. They literally just skip over it. So after 2 years of being trapped in SAO, Kirito finally defeats Kayaba, and he was like disguised as like the guild's like leader, which like Asuna and a couple other people are working with to like pass through the game and complete level 100. So he's disguised as like the general. And after defeating Kayaba, can you guess what his plan was? Well, ladies and gentlemen, you see, it was perfectly thought out. There was no plan. There was no reason. There was no plan at all. Like, imagine a world where Infinity War asked Thanos why he snapped half the universe out of existence, and he was just like, I don't know. I was just inevitable. Like, that's such a lame excuse and such a lame reason. Like, in the Infinity War, they actually explain why he did what he did. He was like, my planet died out. Like, that's a backstory to a villain. Or that's a backstory to someone. You can't just say, there was no reason for me to trap thousands of people in a video game and kill them and have the video game kill them if they die in the video game. Like, what? No, it's not how storytelling works. So that happens, and they get out, or some of them, about half the people from SAO get out of SAO, like Kirito and some other people. I don't know. And Asuna's trapped in Alfheim Online. So he has to go save her. Overall, SAO is a confusing show, and I suggest you watch like SAO Abridged on YouTube, or you can just watch a better show like Gun Gale Online on Netflix. You find better stories on those than the actual show. And I also encourage y'all to just try and watch Sword Art Online and on Netflix and form your own opinions. I actually watched this with my friends, like I said before. It was fun to do, to look at the show with some other people. And make sure you form your own opinions about it. Make sure you leave them in the comments down below if you want. And tell me why you agree or disagree with the points I'm making. It's always good to hear feedback from y'all. This was an interesting video to make, I'm not gonna lie. If y'all want more one-offs like this, like random videos or like random things that I want to talk about, let me know. So yeah, I'll see you guys later, and stay crafty.